Singapore is one of the most famous cities on the planet, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. People think they know what it's like here because of viral videos, memes, and stereotypes. And they're often completely wrong. Today, we're breaking down 6 of the biggest lies people still believe about Singapore, and replacing them with a real story. Some of these myths are funny, some are frustrating, and one might completely change your opinion of the entire country. And here's the twist, lie number 6 is one even repeat travelers still believe. Stick around until the end, because we'll share how to experience Singapore like a local, so you don't fall for any of these myths again. Lie number 1, Singapore is just a fine city. You've heard the joke, it's a fine city because everything gets you a fine. No chewing gum, no jaywalking, no fun, right? The truth is, Singapore is far from being a boring police state. Yes, there are rules, but they're designed to keep the city safe, clean, and efficient, and that's one reason why so many travelers feel comfortable walking around here even late at night. Public transport is spotless, crime is low, and you can leave your laptop in a cafe while you grab coffee without panicking. It's not about punishing you, it's about making sure 5.6 million people can live together peacefully. And here's the part most visitors miss, locals bend the rules in small ways all the time. You'll see people crossing the street before the light turns green, and nobody gets carted away in handcuffs. Lie number 2, it's only a stopover destination. Many travelers treat Singapore like a layover, one quick night, see Marina Bay Sands, then fly on to Bali or Bangkok. But you could easily spend 5 days here and still not run out of things to do. Beyond the iconic skyline, there's a whole network of neighborhoods, Yo Chiat's colorful shophouses, Tiong Bahru's Art Deco cafes, and Little India's spice-scented streets. Each one feels like a completely different city. And new attractions keep opening every year, bird paradise, new MRT lines, new galleries, new night markets. It's a city that rewards slow travel and return visits. The truth is, Singapore is not just a stopover, it's a full-fledged destination that's worth planning an entire trip around. Lie number 3, Singapore is too expensive. It's true, you can drop $300 on a Michelin-starred dinner and $20 on a rooftop cocktail if you want to. But you can also eat one of the cheapest Michelin-starred meals in the world, a $5 plate of chicken rice at Liao Fan Hawker Stall. Public transport is under $2 a ride. There are dozens of free attractions like the Supertree Grove and Botanic Gardens, and hawker centers let you feast for under $10. Even accommodation has options, co-living spaces, boutique hostels, and Airbnbs make it possible to stay central on a budget. Here's the secret, Singapore is expensive if you live like a luxury tourist, but surprisingly affordable if you mix high and low experiences. Spend on the things that matter, like a night at Marina Bay Sands for the view, and save on everything else. Lie number 4, there's nothing authentic left. This myth probably comes from seeing the polished skyline and thinking everything is new and shiny. But just one MRT ride away, you'll find neighborhoods that still look and feel like old Singapore. Wet markets are bustling in the mornings, uncles and aunties still gather at kopitiams for breakfast, and temples host colorful festivals. The heritage is alive, it just exists side by side with futuristic skyscrapers. If you go beyond the tourist zones, you'll find traditional Peranakan houses, mom-and-pop shops, and family-owned hawker stalls that have been serving the same dish for 50 years. Singapore hasn't lost its soul, you just have to know where to look. Lie number 5, Singapore has no nature. People imagine Singapore as a concrete jungle, but nearly half the island is green space. The rail corridor lets you walk for kilometers through forested trails without seeing a single car. Makrichi Reservoir has treetop suspension bridges, Bukit Timah is home to monkeys, and wild otters play in Marina Bay right next to the financial district. And Singapore keeps getting greener, every new development includes parks, vertical gardens, and green rooftops. The truth? Singapore might be one of the best examples in the world of balancing urban development with nature. It's literally called a city in a garden, and once you explore, you'll see why. Lie number 6, Singapore is boring after dark. This might be the biggest lie of them all. Far from shutting down, Singapore comes alive at night. Clarke Quay is buzzing with live music, Boat Quay's riverside bars are packed, and night markets like Jod Fairs and Lau Pa Sat are full of food stalls until midnight. Even Gardens by the Bay has an after-dark light and sound show that feels like stepping into a science fiction movie. And here's what most tourists miss, some of the best experiences only happen late at night. From rooftop bars with city views to 24-hour hawker stalls, Singapore is a city that rewards night owls. Why these myths stick? Most of these myths exist because people only experience Singapore briefly, a 12-hour layover, a single evening in Marina Bay. Or they rely on outdated guidebooks that don't reflect how quickly the city evolves. But Singapore is constantly rewriting its own story, adding new attractions, new food spots, and new reasons to visit. So the only way to really know it is to come here and see for yourself. Final thoughts. Now you know the truth. Singapore isn't just a fine city, it's not just a stopover, and it's definitely not boring. It's clean, safe, exciting, green, and constantly reinventing itself. If you're planning a trip, stay longer than one night, try the hawker centers, visit the neighborhoods, and stay up late at least once. You'll discover a city that's much deeper and more interesting than the myths suggest. And here's the open loop. I've made a full video all about Singapore's hidden food tours and secret night markets that even many locals don't know about. Click the pinned comment to watch that next and plan a trip that goes far beyond the tourist brochure version of Singapore. Because the only thing more shocking than these lies is how incredible the truth really is.